Hi, my name is Melody Garcia. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Salt Lake, Utah. It's week 7. Is that crazy that it's week 7 of Holiday Cheer? This week's challenge was a gratitude project. Let
I
me show
can't
you what
believe
I
it's
came up with.
November, and November, typically, at least growing up in my family, and society, is when we reflect on being grateful and gratitude, all that good stuff for all the amazing things that we have in our lives. However, I'm like, I kind of want to make something that I can use year round and swap stuff out. So, this is what I came up for my gratitude. I was like, let's do a gratitude journal. And I'm like, nah, because I'll forget to write in it. If I can have something that's physical, that I can hang up, that is cutesy, part of my home decor, I think I would do my gratitude. In my head I do it all the time, but writing it down, having a visual, having like this is space to remember it, is where I went with my project. So what we need is we need a 12, and you can change the measurements to this. This is a 12 by 12, so it's a square picture frame. When I was thinking about what to do, I actually was like, do I hang it up? Do I stand it up? So I went with one that you can stand up. Okay. So this is on Amazon. Shoot me a text or give me a call or email me or send pigeon if you want to know the exact picture frame. I got it from the Amazon, but I just got, and it's not, I want to say I went with one of the least expensive ones. It does not have a glass mat. It is plastic. But I was not too worried about that. That way, if it does fall, it won't, well, hopefully it doesn't fall, knock on wood. However, it won't have the glass to shatter, and which makes it also less expensive. Besides the frame, other supplies that you need, if you go with a smaller frame or a bigger frame, obviously going to have to change. I'm going to use a solid piece of 12 by 12 paper, which is the tricky part, is you have to decide what you want. I actually kind of put everything together. I didn't glue stuff down, but put stuff together. My suggestion to do this is to kind of play with it, because I actually started with a different piece of designer series paper, and then I was like, hold on. I'm actually going to use this one. Remember, our designer series paper has, it's double-sided, unless it's a specialty paper. Sometimes it is not double-sided because it's a little bit thicker. But just flip your papers around and you're like, oh, I like this side. I don't like this side. Okay, I originally was thinking I wanted to go with my leaves because this is gorgeous. I've had a hard time. This was actually kind of hard. First of all, I am down to now, after this project, 12 by 12 pieces. I have lots of small pieces, but I've used almost every portion of every single paper in this paper pack, which I'm loving these challenges because I'm using my products and I'm seeing how I can use them in so many different ways. Anywho, but I thought this was a little too busy once I started putting my stuff on it. Okay, so decide what 12 by 12 paper you want. I actually am going to use the plaid. I think I mentioned last week my brain's into plaids, and I like all the plaids that are in this one, but the other ones have I don't even know if I have a piece there. Oh, it's white, and I wanted a little bit more comfortable. It's like not white, it's basic beige. So I wanted a little bit more color. Okay. The other supplies that you'll need, and you can, if you're like, I don't have these, I can hook you up with some, is I die cutted my word that I wanted on it. So these are called party alphabet dice. I almost said party animals. Well, because we could be a party animal with them, and they're so cute. So this is, we're going to put the word grateful on. Oh, I just messed it up. Oops. Okay, so they are, and I just measured these. It is 2.5 inches tall, and depending on which letter, the G is 1 3/4 wide. These go along with our banner dies, which the banner dies are amazing. They are really big to small. But there is a size that puts the grateful in there. I was thinking the dies were a little bit bigger, but that's okay. It does work for this project. Okay. So I did pick out a piece. Oh, here it is. I'm like, where is the paper? Because I've used it. I did pick out a DSP, Designer Series paper, that I wanted. I could totally use regular cardstock, but I wanted just the little elements of the color. This is Early Espresso, and then there's just little circles on it. So I actually die cutted all of these letters, so you didn't have to sit and watch me do that. But let's not lose them. They're so cool. They come with, it's the whole alphabet, and then there's, well, just kidding. I can show you. I didn't pull those out. There's like the ampersand sign. There's dots. And I know because we have people from all over the world that do Stampin' Up stuff. There's some letters that also include, like, letters that will help others in their language. Words are hard again. That's like my philosophy. Words are hard. But there's dots. There's this little V. There's an exclamation mark, an ampersand sign. I'm not sure what this is. I haven't Googled it, but I know it's in some language. Oh, just kidding. I need to find another container for this because I'm starting to rip mine. We've got this. I love squiggles. I always do those little squiggles. And then we have this one. Okay, but it's the whole entire alphabet. But I did spell out the word grateful. However, if you do 12 by 12, you got to figure out, is it going to fit? Grateful fits because I'm like, do I want to do grateful? I'm like thankful. But this year, sorry. Today's been a core memory for a couple things. Like the little inside out, my core memories. This year I've really reflected because my family's gone through some struggles. Personally, and then all together, all of us have gone through struggles that I am truly grateful, of especially my siblings and my husband and my sweet son and all my in-laws. I'm truly grateful for my family. So I picked the word grateful. So I just die cutted them. When I die cutted them, I put the Designer Series paper down. The image that I wanted, I made sure that was up. So for example, if I wanted the leaves, I then put the die cuts straight on this. Sometimes we flip it and we put it the opposite way. And then this side, which is very pretty, but I think it will get distracted, or it will be distracting when we put it together. Okay. So die cutting the word grateful. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take these and I'm going to adhere them to the Designer Series paper. So, oh my gosh, look how gorgeous. Gorgeous. Focusing though. However, because of spacing, this is 12 by 12. My frame's 12 by 12. I am not going to totally put it down until I make sure it is in the right spot. So let's make sure we spell it right. Okay, it is spelled correctly. So I'm going to line it up. And the cool thing, this glass mat is amazing. Because, well, it's a surface that I can work on, but it's also lined up. But I'm going to adhere it to another piece of DSP. This is 12 inches long, and then just kidding, maybe a little bit more than 3. Nope, 3 inches. 3 inches wide. Okay. So what I'm going to do now that it's laid out and it's spelled correctly, I'm going to find my middle, which is my T. So I'm going to put my T. Oops. I know this is not centered on your thing. Oh, let's go this way. Because it's 12 inches. Okay, I'm going to put my T in the middle and I'm going to work out from there. So, oh, just kidding. I said I was going to work out from there. Okay, eventually I'm going to put a little tiny dot and it's going behind the plastic or glass sheet. Oh, look, if I would have made a commitment, my G would have been falling off. And I'm not going to lie, I did pick a piece of DSP that I somewhat could line it up with, but this word is going to be pretty close together. Oh, maybe it'll be pretty close together. Okay, make sure you line it up and so you can kind of see whatever word you do. I actually was like, do I want to go get a bigger frame? And then I'm like, where am I going to put such a big frame? So I'm like, nope, I'm going to pick a word that it will fit. Grateful fits on a 12 by 12 with these, which is amazing. I'm just going to take a little adhesive. I'm not going to put a ton on it just in case I made a mistake, that I can gently take it apart. But I'm also going to look and see kind of spacing. If you don't pick one with lines on it, realize that's okay. It looks like I have about 3 little spaces. I don't think, to me they look like the inside of sand dollars or the top of sand dollars, but I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to be. So, but it looks like I have 3 on top and 3 on the bottom. I'm just going to put a little adhesive on it, not totally covering it, and I'm looking, making sure it's straight, but I'm not going to press it down quite yet. Then I'm going to work my way out to make sure I have enough. Do you see that there's a little tiny piece? So I'm just going to pick up each letter, work my way out, try to make it straight. Okay, one reason, did you like how fast that went? One reason I was thinking to pick a DSP, Designer Series paper, is with lines on it, is I had something to line it up. Now, could I have gotten my ruler out and lined it up? Yes. You might have seen me being finicky with the U. It still looks crooked, but I actually did hold it up. Okay, put it up so eye level and made sure everything was straight. One of the reasons why I did not make the U still bugs me, but I think I'm just going to let it be and call it a day. The reason why I didn't glue them all down was you can gently move them around. Now, if I was putting this on the outside of something and it was not going to be encased by the plastic or the glass, I actually would go through and put more adhesive on there. But because it's going to be behind glass, I'm okay with that. Okay, here comes the fun part. This is pretty fast. So we're going to take back our picture frame. We're going to bring it back in. And we're going to set this part aside. And I don't know if this is something I learned as a child. I don't know. But I always keep whatever insert there is. One, I like stash my pictures behind it, but I always just layer this part in there. So I'm going to put my DSP down that I'm going to use. So this is 12 by 12, so it's going to match up. And then the other part is this will be having just one more piece to move it into its spot into the picture frame will help it. Okay. Now I cut, again, this is 12 inches by 3 inches. And then I'm going to put another piece down here that measures 7 inches. I think it was 7 by 9. Yep, 7 by 9 inches that I'm going to put right here because we're going to do something with this. So I am going to tack this down, but put it on your paper. This is going to line up from side to side. See, the U still I feel like it is, set it and forget it. Okay, maybe it's just my eyes. I don't know, I might hang this up and be like, oh yeah, that is totally crooked, and we'll fix it. a little bit later. I'm like, maybe it's the L that's crooked, but that's okay. We'll figure this out. Okay, so I need to figure out where I want this part, and I am going to adhere this down. So, and you could just put the letter straight on this. I just felt like it needed something else with having a busy background. And then we're going to get this part somewhat in the middle. Now, could I piece these papers together? Yes, but I might actually be using this concept throughout the year. So, I decided to use the whole 12 by 12. So if I'm going to reuse it, I can just put it in my 12 by 12 paper that has all my DSP in it. And so I can just pull it out so I can switch whatever I'm doing. Okay. So again, using lines, I'm actually going to put this down and I'm going to use the Early Espresso line right here. So it looks like it's the second one. And then I'm going to use my white lines this way to line it up. Okay. I know, look how pretty that gold paper is. Oh, let's not get it on our letters. So it's going to be behind. Ooh, it's going to be behind the plastic. So I'm using, I had to remember what I'm using. I'm using this second line. Now I put more adhesive on it. And so now once I put it down, yes, I can get it back up, but I made a little bit more of a commitment. But I'm gently going to put it down and make sure I like it. Now, could I use my glass mat to make sure it is completely even? I could, and I've got more on this side. So I didn't think that one through. But I'm still going to use the Early Espresso line. So actually, let's get it. That's my thinking sound. So kind of at one. I'm going to measure with my heart right here. I do want my Early Espresso line. And that looks good. If it bugs me, I don't think it's going to bug me. Let me know if it bugs you. Because, well, if it bugs you, you can come and create with me at my house. Okay, now I need to decide where I want to put this. Okay, so I think, and this one's going to go side to side, so it's a little bit easier to measure. I think I want to cover up this Cajun Craze just a little bit. So again, I'm just putting adhesive. If you are using our Stampin' Seal and you're like, it's not working, sometimes you have to just roll it. Should one roll it like on paper or the silicone mat? Yeah, of course they should. I just roll it on my finger and then get it off my finger to get it started. Sometimes you're like, why isn't this rolling? Because it just gets started. It dries up when it's just hanging out. Okay, I forgot. Yep, I'm going to cover up this. But again, I'm not going to press it down until I've made a commitment to make sure it's nice and straight and it's going to fit within my space. See, there we go. And maybe it looks crooked from where I'm sitting. Okay, and then once it's where I want it, I'm going to put it down. Now, we could, if we wanted to, put, and I was like, oh, do I want to do this? I could, because I have some leaves from last week's project, I could put a leaf down. But we only have a couple. Oh, no, see. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. But again, I'm not going to, because I don't like it, I can take it apart. I'm just going to put a little adhesive. Sometimes I have to put things together, hang them up, and be like, nope, don't like that way. But I just want a little bit more design element. But I do want space over here because I'm going to do something with this. We're ready to put it together. So we need to bring back in our picture frame. But now, if I was to glue my letters down, because I'm not putting it behind a picture plastic glass frame, I would actually probably use our liquid Tombow glue. just put a little dot, because with this you can maneuver it back and forth. But since I'm not taking it on and off, I just figured this would work. Okay, so we have this together, and now we're going to gently flip it over. And maybe this is a how I grew up thing that I keep these. Now it is that I said that. It does have the little stand that I can stick the stand on. So make sure you before you put it totally together, make sure if it does have a stand that it's going the right direction. And then just put these magically down. And are you ready? Oh, I think there's a song on social media. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, so here's the finished product. Oh, wow, that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like when we had it the other way. Oh, but, oh, just kidding. Good thing those are on the outside. I'm like, make sure if you need to clean off your glass or your plastic, make sure things are cleaned off. Okay, this is where the gratitude situation comes in. You're going to get yourself an expo marker, preferably a fine tip one or a smaller tip one. I know sometimes they're hard to find. And you could go every day, write it big, what you're grateful for. Or you can just keep making a list. That's what I'm going to be doing. So, you can number them if you want to number them. Sometimes I will put more than just one. Okay, so, and you're just writing on it. We have a little kitty cat named Kirby. My humans, I'm a teacher, and I am grateful. Sometimes I do get frustrated with them, but I am grateful because I do truly love watching their mind grow and just the excitement for learning and all that kind of stuff. So every day, today's not Saturday, but every day I'm going to go by and I'm actually going to get a little string so I don't have the excuse of I don't know where my expo marker is. I'm going to go by and I'm going to write it down. So this is, I thought it was a little bit finer tip than this. It's bold in color. So I would probably find a little finer tip, to write with. This one's a little bit, but, you could write right in the middle. Just like that, and write it bigger, and then go. And every day, look, magically it erases. But let it dry before you try to erase.
Thank you for joining me. I hope this inspired you to create something that you could potentially show your gratitude and gratitude towards other. Even if it's not this, find something that you're thankful, and I challenge you to show your gratitude this next week or the whole entire month. Thank you for joining me. Go check out my friends' links below. And if you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye.